Um, so kind of going on to like, because a lot of people that are watching this are like, we just did a special warfare candidate course episode with somebody. I won't mention their name because they didn't want their name mentioned, but and then we did one with ANS, right? So as we're looking at the PJ Schoolhouse or the PJ Apprentice course, like when candidates show up day one, what are they expecting?
So you show up day one, and we're just going to make an assumption for this conversation that they've already completed free fall, because that's a pipeline management issue that we're just working through, and we're on track for a solid solution, so it should go back to the normal. And so with that being said, they show up, they're just going to in-process. They're going to in-process with our MTLs. They're going to in-process with med. It's an intensive process that's going to take a while. And so they can expect to kind of just be away from any type of cadre interaction for a bit while they're just doing all their normal PCS stuff. And so once that's all done, then they're going to start working out with human performance. And so HP is going to try and just get some baseline numbers to figure out where these guys are at. And then usually about a week before the apprentice course starts, we're going to do a CFT. And so career field fitness test, it's, if you've heard of the OFT, the operator fitness test, same thing, just slightly different standards. And then once they pass that, then about a week later, they're going to start the apprentice course, and they're going to go straight into med. So just an overview of the apprentice course, how we really operate it is it starts off with our med phase, where we take essentially street paramedics and MP3s, trying to start teaching them all the field medicine as well. So, but generally just street paramedics into working out of a backpack. So they're used to working with two individuals in the street, but now they have to figure out all the critical decision making on their own. They have to figure out how to do all the patient movements, everything, all the procedures. There's no longer, hey man, can you get an IV going while I'm doing this over here? It's on you. Because we want them to independently operate. That's the big thing. One medic should be able to treat two critical patients. That's the standard that PJs just have across the board. And so you have to develop up to that. Once you finish that, you're going to start doing your tech rescue phase. Your tech rescue phase is a ton of fun. It's very low stress. You haven't had this skill anywhere else in the pipeline. So our expectations for you are to not even know how to tie a knot. And so when you come in with expectations that low, very few people fail to meet them.
But it happens.
Go up.
And I wouldn't. Well, you would be surprised. Some people bring shovels to tech rescue, and I've seen people dig under that standard.
Oh yes, and so our expectations are low, which makes it kind of low stress for us because we're still making sure the environment's safe for the student because it's a high risk training event. But on the flip side, it's your expectations for them for where they are when they show up are so low that it's like, sure, they're there. They showed up on time. But it's a ton of fun. You go out to the field, you're on mountainsides, you're raising patients, you're a patient. You just get to have a lot of interaction with it. And we have tons of different environments that we're constantly in so that you can just get that exposure. Start seeing out how I can grab multiple bushes to make an anchor, how I can use different gear to make an anchor, everything. And we're putting you in those environments that we've picked very specifically for that experience. You'll finish up there. And then you'll move right into weapons phase. And so our weapons phase is phenomenal right now. We have Rich Gipple, who has completely redone it. That man, like, I see you shaking your head, Aaron. Mm-hmm.
The legend. I can't say good enough things about it. So just to give you an idea of who this instructor is, because I love him. And I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but Rich, what's up? That guy, so first of all, he was a 20-year CADMS troop, and he never left rescue. That guy worked for like 18 years or something in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I met him. So I actually, Rich and I knew each other in active duty, and we were lucky enough to steal him as talent down at the schoolhouse, and he's been working there ever since. Like that guy's been there longer than the tiles on the floor have. I think he worked in the old building and then moved over to the new one, but he is a savant when it comes to course of fire progression or, military firearms instruction. The guy, if you think about it, the guy teaches, I don't know, thousands of hours, every year on weapons handling, manipulation. Like the guy is really a guru. If I had any weapons question, and I still do, if I have a weapons question, a course of fire question, a range question, I have Rich Gipple on speed dial.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where I've watched him literally diagnose what's wrong with the weapon when a guy was like, yeah, it's just making this sound. And he's like, oh, go check this. And he was spot on first try. And so, yeah. And so the advantage that we have with, we have some program managers, these civilians here, is we've been able to build momentum. And so we have people like Rich Gipple, where he now has like a weapons handbook that he's made. And so very particular guy. So it's just tons of quality information for our shooters. So we can hand that off. The standards that these guys are leaving is they can outshoot most people when they leave our course with either a Glock or an M4. They just get after it. So we'll finish that up and then we switch over to Sear Phase. And Sear Phase, it's really more like that survive for shoot, move, communicate, survive. So we've pulled a whole bunch of tactics into it. It used to just be land nav, but now you're patrolling with your team using map and compass. You're still hitting a star course for a lot of things so that we can make sure that you personally have the baseline skills. But it's all our non-contact formations and everything that we're working with. And so you'll finish up Sear Phase, and then you'll roll into tactics. Day one of tactics, you're doing contact drills. So we're teaching them, starting off just bang, bang, right behind our schoolhouse. It's flat. You have tons of line of sight. You can literally see the target that's going to pop up. But we want that. We want that so that you aren't getting surprised. You can say, we're starting our patrol. Oh, hey, that's our target, I'm guessing. And it's going to be. Because we're telling you which way to walk. You're walking directly into the contact. I'll tell them day one. And it's so that they can start building those foundational levels. And we'll just have them start off with nugs. Bang, bang, bang. And so that they don't have to worry about aiming, pulling triggers, anything. It's just, hey, I'm looking forward. My nug's pointing in the right direction. How do I just even move? Because when you think about it, you're teaching these guys how to just walk together. And they've never done it before. And it sounds simple when you say it. But all of a sudden, when I start talking about, hey, I need you to maintain spacing here. I need you to maintain just a line of sight to your right, to your left. It starts becoming a lot with all the constant critiques. And so you're starting there. And so we don't want all these extra distractors. After a day or so of that, then it's, hey, okay, we'll start giving them M4s again with blanks. And so we got miles gear, or iMiles. So integrated multiple, I don't remember what the I is actually, multiple integrated laser engagement system. I forgot what the I is.
It's a laser vest, people. We're playing laser tag, damn it. You guys get it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you hit him with the finger guns. I hit it. I love it.
Yeah, we got these, and those were a game changer because now not only are they shooting blanks, but those blanks actually make the miles gear work. And so now we can give that feedback that, hey, you're getting shot at. I can do a near hit. I can do a hit. I can do whatever I want. And now these students are getting some type of feedback instead of just saying, the bullets are close to you. They're getting closer. And then watch an instructor throw little pebbles at you. I'm sure you two have been there where you're oh, yeah.
I've been that instructor. I've been the instructor throwing pebbles. It's hitting right next to you as I'm throwing rocks at a grown man. LARPing. Mm-hmm. The LARPing is strong in the career field.
That's it.
And that's the last phase?
No.
Oh, okay.
We've stepped it quite a bit further than a lot of people realize when they come back. And so after you finish up tactics phase, you'll go spend time in the field. We'll do out and backs where you're doing missions as a team. And just expectation management. You're going to be put in positions that you're supposed to have 10 years experience to be able to thrive in. And you won't have that experience. You're going to do bad. But that's what we're there for. Our job is to help keep the rails on the track so that you guys can learn from it and not just be a catastrophic failure because you guys didn't have a team sergeant. You didn't have a team commander. You didn't have an element leader. You didn't have any of these key positions. You got people who are brand new apprentices or one levels even still trying to do better. And we get that. And so just keep some expectation management. You'll finish up that. You'll go to air ops, which will be rotary wing and fixed wing. And you'll also do water operations where you're going to be jumping out of a helicopter into the water. It's probably one of the funnest phases. Real easy, real low key. You're down at Lake Havasu for a bit. It's a great place to train. Everyone should go always.
Always. Yeah. Everyone should always go to Lake Havasu. Like, if you have a choice of where you're going to do we're getting ready to do some water ups up here. It's mid-May. It's still only 60 degrees. Like, come on, dog. Like, can we figure this out, Pacific Northwest? Like, we're talking about wearing dry suits to go do this stuff, and y'all are going down to Lake Havasu. This is why old guys get mad, Ty, is because when I look at the weather report and I'm getting ready to go do this same exact iteration up here in the Pacific Northwest and it's 40 degrees and raining out, I look at the students at Lake Havasu and it makes me so mad.
Yeah, like, we intentionally picked somewhere warm, so all they would need ever is a wetsuit. And so
smart.
We're like, we don't want them in dry suits. Nope, we want to do wetsuits. But the flip side, that means I'm in a wetsuit. I don't have to be moving in a dry suit. And so you'll finish up that. You'll do some you'll go do some parachuting operations, and then you finish there and you go into the final evaluation phase, which is about a 2-week-long phase. And that's where we're going to test PJs out on medicine and then crows out on all of their pro items. So, like, they'll have to do full mission profiles. And so they have 5 or 6 different types that they have to do of just different flavors. And then finish up that, and you've graduated the apprentice course. And we'll give you orders to your next unit. One of the popular questions we get from guys here is, when do I get orders for the next unit? When do I find out? And that's usually towards the end of air operations. About the first month or two, we'll have you put in for your dream sheet. Then after that, like towards air operations, Chief will have those finalized.